Hello, unlimited friends. It's Zara back again with Q&A about the law of attraction and its application to our lives in practical ways. The question today is about making money and spending money, basically getting into debt and how to get out of debt. The question came from Keyanna Young. I'm going to read the question out to you because you may not have seen it. It was posted as a comment under one of my videos. So Keyanna says, I have a challenge with abundance. I love spending money and I don't like saving, but this gets me in trouble with my finances. I spend and I feel good and I believe that more will come, but I end up in debt. Is there a negative vibration to using credit cards perhaps? How can I figure what I'm doing wrong? I get out and end up back in the same spot in regards to credit card debt. I start off great and then I go overboard, I guess. Keyanna, this is an amazing question and I am going to break it down for you in detail and everyone else, because I can tell you, you're not the only one encountering this problem. In fact, this is a problem that I encountered as well. I think all young people encounter this problem, but we can learn how to counter it. So let's get started. And before I do, I'm just going to do a short introduction to everyone who is coming back to support my channel. Thank you. And for those of you who are new, hi, I'm Zara Mahoon. I write the blog zmahoon.com and I'm the author of 16 books on the subject of law of attraction. This channel is my virtual hot seat. So if you have a question about the law of attraction, put it in the comments or send me an email through my website, zmahoon.com. All right. So, Keyanna, I'm going to break this down for you one step at a time using your message. So the first thing that you said was, I have a challenge with abundance. Categorize that as a negative or positive thought. That is a negative thought. And if you keep telling yourself that you have a challenge with credit cards and with abundance, then guess what? That is what you are attracting over to yourself over and over and over again. So you got to stop saying that. Instead, use the words, I am learning to deal with. I am learning to create abundance. And when you say that, now that is the absolute truth. And your logical mind will send out a vibration that feels good because you are learning. So number 2, you said, I love spending and I don't like saving. When you say that you don't like something, sweetheart, that's a negative vibration as well. So instead of saying, I don't like saving, just say, I love spending and put a big fat full stop right there. I love spending money. I love money coming in and I love spending money. I love money going out. It's like breathing. Breathe in and breathe out. So stop saying, I don't like saving money, because here's what's going on with you. There's a little part of you in here that keeps saying, Keyanna, you should be saving money. Girl, you make good money. You should be saving some. And maybe that's the sound, the sound of your mother speaking in your head or whatever it is. But you've got this belief that says, Keyanna, you should be saving money. And you are not honoring your belief, girl. That's what you're doing wrong. You've got to honor your belief or stop believing it. You may not like it. You may not like saving money, but you do believe that you should. And that's the problem. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, I don't like it, and then also believe that you should do it. So Keyanna, what I'm going to suggest to you is that you should start saving. And don't think that saving is a bad thing. Just save. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because that's going to make you feel good. And when you feel good, more money comes in. That's the secret. Shh, don't tell anyone. All right. So, it's not what gets, so you said, I love spending money and that's what gets me into trouble. No, it's not. No, it's not. What you're doing wrong here, sweetheart, is that you're breathing in money and you're breathing out more than you're breathing in. That's all. You cannot. So look at our breath. Air is abundant. We breathe in and we breathe out. We don't breathe out more than we breathe in. We've got to have breathed it in order for us to breathe it out. What you're doing wrong, my dear, and I won't say it's wrong, it's just your lack of awareness, is that you're breathing out more than you're breathing in on money. And credit cards are the vehicle that are enabling you to do so. Because when you spend on a credit card, you can very easily lose track of what you're spending unless you're like me and you come home and take a look at what's going on in your credit card transactions. And sweetheart, I will tell you, I was like you and I learned to do it differently. I wasn't doing it like that before, but I learned the hard way that credit cards can get away from you. And so now I stay on top. I am right on top of my finances all the time. I visit my banking app every single day and I stay on top of my transactions and I keep my credit cards clean. Because you have to remember, credit card is not a permission to spend more money than is coming in. Credit card is simply permission not to carry cash. And this is where people absolutely go wrong, because they think that having a credit card is permission to spend money. That's not what it is. Using credit card is not permission to spend what you don't have. That's not what it is for. And unfortunately, that is how people use it. And this is why people get into trouble. Credit card just gives you permission to stop carrying paper money. It gives you permission to keep a lighter wallet so you don't have to carry cash around with you. But it is not permission to spend what you don't have. So let me go back to your comment. So you say, I believe that more will come. But sweetheart, if you truly believe that more would come, then more would come. You want to believe that more will come, but you're not up to speed with that belief yet. Because being up to speed with that belief means that you've got to prove that belief to be true, which means you've got to spend without getting into trouble on your credit card debt. And that's when you will have proven to yourself that you are in effect allowing abundance in. Remember that spending money that is not yours, that's not abundance. Okay? So how can I figure out what I'm doing wrong? Well, sweetheart, it's lack of awareness. That's all. You are losing track of how much you're spending, how much you're breathing in and how much you're breathing out. See, our lungs keep us in check because you cannot breathe out more than you have breathed in. So you just have to get on track with how much you're spending. A good way to learn how to get on track, and this is what I did in order for me to get on track, is that I went back to what I used to see my mother do. And my mother had an envelope system. And yes, we all love spending money. Sweetheart, I love spending money. But I put myself on an allowance, and I have to do that because I'm self-employed. When you're self-employed, you don't get a regular income. Your income is up and down. And you've got to put money away for those times when it is going to be down. So I have put myself on an allowance. This is Zara, this is your allowance. Go and spend it, blow it away. Bring the prettiest things home. Go eat out every single night. But when this allowance runs out, that's it. And that allowance can be spent on the credit card or it can be spent in cash. I learned to stay on track by putting my allowance in an envelope and carrying it in my handbag. However, I don't have to do that anymore because after living life with envelopes for 2 years, I learned. I learned. And now I'm able to stay within my limits without using an envelope. Credit cards are not good or bad in themselves. In fact, I have used credit cards to so much advantage. I took my entire family, myself and my 2 kids, for a holiday to Italy, paid for by my credit card points. But if you put something on a credit card and you leave it there, you end up paying for it twice, sometimes 3 times. And that's just not worth it. I'm not going to pay 3 times more for that thing that I bought supposedly on sale. And as a financial advisor, this is what I see people doing wrong all day, every day. They think they're buying something on sale, but unless you can pay for that thing that you bought on sale with cash, you're not saving any money because you're actually going to end up paying more than what you just spent to the credit card company. So, credit cards are not good or bad. How people use them can be good or bad depending on the person and the person's belief systems and the person's habits and the person's attitude towards money. So then you say, I start off great and then I go overboard, and you end up the same place every single time. And all you have to do, Keyanna, to figure all of this out is 2 things. One, start saving, because when you have savings, that's your buffer. So that when you do want to spend more, you're not clocking up debt, you're using your own money. And number two, you just need to be aware of how much is coming in and how much is going out. Do not spend more than you have. Doesn't matter whether, as an advisor, I've seen people who say, oh, let me put that on my credit card and I'll have it paid off in 3 months. And next week, they lose their job. Now, what are they going to do? Now, and here's the mistake they make. When they lose their job, they should take that thing that they thought that they were going to pay off in 3 months and they should take it back to the store and return it. But a lot of times people don't do that. And then they get into trouble because they can't pay for it anymore. Do not buy things that you cannot pay for. And that's it. You will never get into trouble.